Jerry, another Hockey East season upon us. You come in, the national polls have just come out. The Hockey East preseason polls just come out. Boston College again favored, but every year is a little bit different. Tell us your level of expectation coming into the season.
Well, it's always high. We're always thinking, let's be the very best we possibly can be. And, we've lost some good players, but everyone does that. If you don't have a lot of good players graduating, you're coming off of probably an average year. So, we're anticipating, be strong in goal with Parker Milner. We've got a couple of good backups with Brian Billett and Brad Barone, and probably our biggest concern now is defensively, because we lose Cross and Dumoulin and Shea. So we're going to break in some young freshman defensemen.
Another guy who's here in the house today is Pat Mullane. Had a great season last year, and he'll be one of those guys I think expected to be a big leader of this team this year. So talk about some other leadership that you're expecting to get.
Well, I think Pat will continue the tradition Tommy Cross had and Ben Smith had, and because I think leadership at our school is so important. I think, and we lean on that as coaches, that peer group, has to be really focused on team goals, and I think Pat's that's his mindset, and I think he's going to do an incredible job for us.
And this is always a special time of the year, just getting back onto the ice. So I know it has to be very exciting for you, your staff, and your team to get back at it.
Yeah, we're in that NCAA mandated 40-minute practices. So, but October 6th is coming quickly, and that'll be the full go and back on campuses, and actually exhibition game that night with New Brunswick. So it's getting pretty interesting.
And talk about the league this year. Every year it seems like the parity is stronger and stronger. And I think this year, from top to bottom, it's a very deep league, and anything can happen.
Yeah, at first, the first majority of the seasons in our league, it was always New Hampshire, Maine, BU, BC, those four. How were we going to be? And all of a sudden it's morphed into a league it's much deeper. Every time you go to play, you've got a real challenge. So the league itself has expanded to a top to bottom, I think, a really top-end league, really top league.
All right, Coach, tell us your teams and your level of excitement as you get ready here to start the season.
Well, I think everybody has a great level of excitement at this time of year. You're hoping you're going to have a good team. You're looking to your incoming freshmen to help out, but you need your upperclassmen to step up, especially the guys, the rising sophomores and juniors, to step up for you. And you're also looking at the competition. What's their freshman class look like? Who do they lose over the summer? Was there any more signings? But in general, this is going to be a real tough league, top to bottom, and we're excited about our team, and we're excited about the competition in the league.
Talk about the leadership of this team. As you said, you had some holes to fill from players leaving, and some guys going to be expected to take on some new roles and maybe just progress a little bit more from what they've already had as great seasons so far.
Yeah, well, we do have a lot of guys that had to fill that role. Second half of the year last year, and we wound up second in the league and in the national tournament after losing some key guys. As I mentioned, Wade Megan is our captain. He was a 20-goal scorer for us last year. We expect him to have another big season. He was the leading goal scorer on the team last year. Matty Nieto is probably our best all-around forward. He's a terrific skater. He can kill a penalty. He'll play power play. A really solid player. Hopefully we'll have him his senior year. I'm not sure we will. Sahir Gill, another forward who had a great sophomore year for us. We think he's going to be he'll be in the top two lines, either a center or a right wing. We're not sure where he'll play, but in all probability he'll be either playing center or right wing on the first line. So we got guys like that coming back. We've got a good crew of defensemen coming back, led by Garrett Noonan, who had a terrific sophomore year for us. I think he had 16 goals as a defenseman, and he's the guy that we'll probably build our power play around as well. We've got a good core of people coming back, and 9 freshmen coming in, and the freshmen will be playing on the top 3 lines, and the freshmen will be playing ice time on defense. We've got 2 very good freshman defensemen, and obviously the big key will be the 2 freshman goalies that'll take Karen Milan and Rowley's place. So losing 2 goalies always makes you nervous, and but the last time we had 2 freshman goalies, we won the national championship, and the last time we won the national championship before that, we had a freshman goalie. So I'm not saying we're odds on to win the national championship, but you can win with freshman goalies, and these 2 guys are talented.
And they both get an opportunity here at the start of the year in a rotation? Yeah,
we'll probably play them, give them 4 or 5 games each, every other game, and see how they go.
Excited for another year here as the head coach of the University of Maine Black Bears. I'm sure the folks up at Alfond Arena are ready to get things going.
Yeah, we can't wait to get started. You know, the league's been going over 25 years, and it just seems to get stronger every year, so we're very proud to be a part of it.
Talk about this year's leaders for the team. Every team is defined by its leadership. Talk about the guys you got leading this year's squad.
Yeah, we got a good core of seniors. You know, we lost Mangine, but we have Joey Diamond, Mike Cornell, and Mark Nemec in leadership positions, and a great senior class to go with them. So I think we're going to have some very strong leadership this year, and we got a big freshman class, so it's going to be a challenge for them. But I think they're ready to handle it.
You mentioned that big freshman class, but so I think in addition to that, it's going to revolve around some other guys, maybe making the move from freshman to sophomore year, or sophomore to junior year, to step into some new roles this year. Talk about some of those guys.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity, really, for guys like Shemansky and Beatty and Pryor, O'Connor, you know, guys that Liedermark. There's a lot of guys that have been solid contributors, but now it's an opportunity to really make a difference for us, and so I'm excited for them. You know, they've got the potential to do it, and they'll have the opportunity now. They'll get more ice time, and then we have the freshmen coming in. They're going to be expected to contribute right away, which is very similar to last year's senior class when they first came in. O'Neill and Flynn, Abbott, Nyquist, you know, those guys. You know, we were in a rebuilding year at that point, so the freshmen had to help, and so I see some similarities in this season.
And how about the netminder? Dan Sullivan, such a strong season last year, so got to feel pretty good about the guy in the blue paint there.
Yeah, very pleased, very proud of Danny. He's come a long way. I mean, his development last year was a big reason why we made the tournament, and so he's going to be even better this year, and Martin Ouellette's going to challenge him for ice time. He came back in tremendous shape. And then we have Matt Morris, a freshman, coming in, so we're very solid in the net, you know, the first time in a while, and it's a good feeling.
John, congratulations on the head coaching position. How's the transition been for you here, getting things situated in your first year at UMass?
Well, thank you, first of all. It's much better now that we're on the ice. I don't think there's any coach that gets into the profession to be in the off season. So especially coming in and having to learn, you know, the way that the school operates and getting some of the last minute administrative details finished in the summertime. I was excited for school to start and have our student athletes get back on campus, and then just getting a couple of hours of practice underneath our belt here has been great.
And that has to be one of the best parts about taking the new position, is building those new relationships and meeting all these new people who are going to be such an integral part of your life.
Yeah, it's been the best part about it, again, has been trying to build that relationship with the players from the first phone calls that we made after I got named to the position this summer, and then once they all got back on campus, and really developing that sort of rapport off the ice was really, really critical, because now that we're on the ice, it's a little bit easier. They understand me, they have a sense for my personality, I know them away from competition, and now seeing them in competition, it makes it even better.
And talk about the leadership. I think anytime there's a new coach and a bit of a transition year, you're going to rely a lot on the leadership of your team. So talk about the guys you're expecting to be leaders.
Well, we have 4 seniors that you know, have really stepped up in my early days here, and through that transition, that did a nice job of communicating with the rest of the team and keeping them focused. They had a real plan in place coming off of last season, committing to the off-season program. And so again, the 4 seniors really did a nice job of holding that all together and keeping guys moving forward until I got named to the position. So, you know, Rocco Carzo, Kevin Zeepiel, Darren Rowe, Eddie Olchek, those guys we're certainly going to lean on as guys that have been there for 3 years, seen a lot, and can help me understand how our team functions.
What are your expectations here of the league this year? Be another hard-fought battle from start to finish? Well,
I know that there's going to be positions up for grab coming down to the last regular season weekend, as it always is. So we're looking forward to getting into league play almost right away. Our second weekend, we're hosting BC at home, and I know every night in league play is going to be a battle. It's what happens when you're in the best league in the country.
Norm, second season as the head coach of UMass Lowell. You bring back an experienced team. Your expectations as you start the year?
Well, we expect to have a competitive season. We're very excited for the season to take place, and we're excited about the young group that we have coming in.
And talk about the league in general, your expectations of the season and the battle that lies in front of you.
Well, it's deep. I think you've gotten that impression from talking to the coach here, sir, coming in. Everybody's excited about their club coming in. From top to bottom, I think the parity's second to none, so that's what makes our league so special.
every team is defined by its leaders. You're a team that is still relatively young, but will be led by a good group of forwards and a strong goaltender coming back as well. Talk about the leadership of your team and what you're expecting out of them.
Well, leadership core is so important, and it is experience. Riley Whitmore is a two-time captain, so we're excited about that. Josh Holmstrom, Chad Rudel, and Colin Wright will assist him in that leadership core. So we certainly expect them to do good things and to bring along a young group of kids around them to hopefully have a strong season.
In addition to your leaders, are there any players you're expecting this year will be a big step forward for them? Maybe they've had a great off-season and they've come back in excellent condition.
Yeah, I expect Derek Arnold to have a good year. I certainly expect Dougie Carr to have a good season. Joey Pendenza, all guys that we expect to make a step this season to help us be successful.
And last year, the crowds at the Tsonga Center were terrific, and great to see the community out supporting the team.
No question. That was a big step from the previous year, and we expect that to continue. The Tsongas Arena has gone through some renovations again this summer to make it even a better facility. So we expect the crowds to continue to come, and it's such an exciting part of our transformation.